Hello, my name is JOMO CHEATHAM. Welcome to another edition of Here We Are. We're here today at Joe Siegel's Jazz Showcase to interview one of the premier saxophone players in the history of jazz and blues, Mr. Hank Crawford. Why is the saxophone your instrument of choice?
Well, actually, I studied piano first.
Mm-hmm.
The saxophone was sort of a gift, really. My father was sort of, I guess you could say, frustrated saxophone player, but he was in service, and this is how he told me that there was a lot of supplies and instruments just laying around they were about to get rid of. And he picked the saxophone up and brought it back from service home with me, but for me. And at the time I was studying piano. My mother started me on piano, and I was still in elementary school, about 9 years old. And well, once I got to high school, I wanted to be in the band, you know. So it was easier for me to hold the saxophone than it was to walk with the piano. So
Yeah.
that's when I picked up the saxophone, and I enjoyed the instrument, and it's been with me ever since.
And that's where what led you to Tennessee State?
Well, Tennessee State was a school of my choice. I had a lot of friends to go there, and at that time it was a very popular school, and like I said, most of my friends were there, and they had a very good music department. That's one thing that attracted me, so that's why, I guess, because of the music department.
So you started out with the piano, but then
Yes.
you moved on to the, did you just move away from the piano and
No,
just...
I still, actually I still play piano now, but I don't know, I just, I could express myself a little more through the instrument, through the horn, you know. But piano is still very much in the background of all of the music that I play.
What year would this have been once you picked up the saxophone?
It must have been about when I picked, you mean started playing it?
Started playing the saxophone,
Oh,
right?
it was about, well, I entered school in 1952, so it was 52.
So who would have been an influence for you to say, I want to be like him as far as playing this instrument? Or is
Well,
there someone?
Yeah, there were a lot of people that inspired me. Of course, most of us will automatically say Charlie Parker, and then there were people like Gene Ammons, Sonny Stitt, Cannonball, Lockjaw Davis, you know, Sonny Rollins, just everybody, because at that time there were a lot of great musicians playing, you know, Earl Bostic, Louis Jordan. So all of these people inspired me. So I guess I learned and developed my skills by listening to a lot of what they played.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that, what kind of music would you just define that as, jazz, basically?
Well, at that time it was, well, they call it bebop.
Mm-hmm.
It was bebop, rhythm and blues. You know, that's what I really started out there. I was learning. It was bebop and rhythm and blues, gospel, things like that.
Why did you further your education on the saxophone as opposed to just being a person that picks up notes by ear, so on and so forth? Did you feel that it would just enhance you later on down the road as you became a professional musician?
Well, like I said, they had and still do have a very good music department, and I was always interested in writing, you know, and composing. So that's why I went to Tennessee State, because they had good teachers, and I majored in theory and composition. So it was a great school for that.
Oh, so you majored in theory and composition. So you were already composing your own music then?
Yes.
Okay.
I was writing once I got there.
When did you graduate?
In 56.
In 56. When did you meet Ray Charles?
2 years later.
2 years later?
Yeah, 58.
Under what circumstances?
Well, when I graduated, I stayed in Nashville because I was working at a local club there. I was doing 6 nights. So I sort of just stayed in Nashville. Nashville sort of became my second home. And Ray Charles, I had a couple of friends in Ray's band at the time, and he came through Nashville. And the baritone player, who was Leroy Cooper, had sort of taken a leave of absence, you know. And the friends that I had in the band suggested that to Ray that I could make it for that night, you know. So I did. I went down and rehearsed with the band one afternoon and played that night. And that was it. But two months later, I got another call to join this band. And naturally, I jumped at the opportunity, you know. And that was it. I stayed with Ray Charles for 7 years.
7 years after that? What did you bring to the Union, and what did you take away?
Well, I was already writing when I went to band. I was with the band. I was composing, and there was something about the feeling. I guess you could say what I really latched on to with Ray was the feeling that he has, and you know, and he projects in his music, you know. And then as a youngster too, I had never been out on the road, so I had to learn how to discipline myself around 16 to 20 people every day, you know. So it was a good experience in that way, just adjusting to, you know, some of the good and the bads of the road. So, and it was a great musical experience too, because, you know, he's known as a singer, but he's very good musician also. In fact, he's a saxophone player himself. So it was a very good learning period being with him, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Well, you were pretty mature once you came to that Union anyway, weren't you?
Sure.
I mean, because of your what you studied at Tennessee State, I would suspect.
Right.
What is music to you and for you, Mr. Crawford?
Well, it's life to me, I guess. You know, it's the only thing I do. And it's been very good. It's a very competitive business, you know. There's a lot of people involved in the business. Some make it and some don't. So you have to be very dedicated and loyal to it. And I've made an honest living doing this, you know. So I guess really it's been good to me. I've been able to keep good record companies, you know. I've been fortunate to record and release a record every year for the last 20, you know, so years. So to me, it's been a very good experience for me, you know.
Being from Tennessee, how has that contributed to the way that you approach music?
Well, Memphis, that's where I was born, Memphis. I grew up around a lot of people at that time, basically R&B. There were people around like B.B. King, Bobby Bland, blues singers, and I grew up with some great players, George Coleman, Phineas Newborn, Calvin Newborn, and it was a great experience around Memphis because there were all types of music being played, and during that time we played a lot of dance music, you know, and we played for shows, you know, and so we were exposed to all types, even country and western, gospel music, rhythm and blues, and so you had the experience of playing all, you know, so it was quite a good period.
You played country and western on the saxophone?
Oh yes, I have, yes. Played a lot of it. You know, down south, usually that's the first thing you hear in the morning. It's either gospel or C&W. You know, it's really, that's what you wake up listening to. So, you know, I didn't play a lot, but we were exposed to all type of music, you know, because we played dances, white clubs, black clubs, you know, the whole bit.
Down in the South, you played white and black clubs?
Sure, yeah.
What was that experience like?
Well, it was a different experience, you know, each one, but it was good for you because you developed as a musician. See, you play better when you know the styles of music, when you know what it's about. You present it better. So even when we play music that has words, if you know the words to a song that you're playing, you can play it better on your